Hello, people of grace, for our Pastoral Connect this week. And as we look to Mother's Day this Sunday and transitioning into our next sermon series after the book of Philippians, I want to talk about the theme of that sermon series, which is our soul, the spirits, and the story. It will not be a long sermon series, but what I really want us to capture as people of grace is this idea of our place in the story. And that's something that sometimes we get so hung up on, expositing the Bible and going verse by verse or really trying to understand different topics that we sometimes, as I often say, lose the forest for the trees, to borrow from a well-known saying. And each individual tree is beautiful and really understanding its place, but we do want to see the big picture and the story, because the story of redemption is such a beautiful story of those souls that find their way home. We're all prodigals. And for those who had loving mothers, probably nothing captures the idea of home than mom. And as a loving, caring, nurturing mother. So as we look forward to Mother's Day, think about your soul, where you're lost, where you can be found, your journey, the ups and downs, the spirits, because there are bigger forces at work, and how those things show up in our lives is important to know. But most of all, the story. Because we get to partake in a beautiful story, but it's not, in the end, really about us. If we're going to find our way home, we need to realize that the story is ultimately about Christ and His love and what the pattern of His life shows us about how to process what we see as the wins and the losses in our own lives. The losses feel so much more real. And for so many people, the losses end up defining their story here on earth. But we don't need to let that happen. We can let the winning be the overall arc of our story. And the winning that we have in Christ is so encouraging, it's so beautiful, it's so grace-based, it's so available to all of us. And it changes how we see even the darkest days of our own story. Jesus can do that for us. It's beautiful, it's positive, it's got the highest of the highs and the greatest joys, it's got the lowest of the lows, but we don't get stuck there. We learn how even to process the valley of the shadow. And that's an encouraging thought. So I'm looking forward to Mother's Day, and I'm looking forward to sharing in more detail about our souls, the story, and our journey. I hope you are too. Have a blessed day.